Coming off a Sweet 16 berth in year one, Dusty May is has things rolling in Michigan right now. They beat UC San Diego in the first game. They beat Texas A&M in the second game, and now have a game with the number one overall seed Auburn on the horizon. So like a lot of things going well for Michigan right now after kind of rallying off of that Big Ten tournament championship run that they made. But Dusty was on, I believe this was on the Field of 68 After Dark show, I want to say. If I'm wrong on that, blame JK. Um, he said, we anticipate Danny Wolf being an NBA player next year, which would imply that Danny Wolf is gone. Now, I know people have gone back and forth, and obviously Danny Wolf's skill set, I think, is what NBA teams are looking for. You have a 7-footer who doesn't have two left feet. He can pass. He can shoot the ball. He can create. He's good defensively. He has a lot of qualities that I think an NBA team would very much draft, even if it's like a end of the first round type situation. But this is dustily, blatantly coming out here and saying that we anticipate Danny being an NBA player next year, aka he's gone. And I don't know if everyone else feels like that. So, what do you think about Dusty making these comments? And then part two of that, do you think like he should leave for the NBA?
I definitely think he should leave for the NBA. The first time I saw like anything of him at Yale, like the first thought to me was 7-footer who can pass and shoot a little bit. Like he won't be at Michigan for very long. So I definitely think he should go to the NBA. Dusty said this, shout out JK by the way. But Dusty said this on a Michigan radio show. JK's gotta help us out a little
Come on,
bit.
I mean, JK, you got to know it's me, man. And then I look up the audio, and the audio just straight up. Maybe I need to look it up on Twitter instead of being like this old man who like searches things on Google. But like the quote comes up, but no back, no nothing, no nothing out of it. Just the quote. Like JK, you got to realize that I could be a star player, but like you got to get me in the right positions, or else I'm not gonna deliver. You know what I'm saying? I'm high maintenance.
He was actually talking about how he only and Michigan fans, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but he has two staffers working on Auburn and then others that are working on filling holes within the roster.
I love
Which
that.
Now
Well,
that part of the quote's even crazier than the NBA stuff. But I love the idea of like we only need two staffers for Chad Baker Mazar, and then the rest are trying to convince Tahad Pettiford to actually leave Auburn for Michigan. He also mentioned how he thinks Vlad Golden's going to be in the NBA too. So the whole quote is how Vlad Golden's a senior. Well, actually, I'll just read. He says, we have two staffers that are working almost exclusively on Auburn. And then we'll have a couple more that are splitting time between the next opponents and fielding calls and putting out feelers. We don't know what your roster is going to look like until the season's over. He said on Inside Michigan Basketball radio show with Brian Bosch and Terry Mills. And then he said um, how when you lose Vlad Goldin, we anticipate Danny Wolf being an NBA player next year. I would think both those guys are going to be in the NBA next year. You've got to fill in some spots up front. I think everyone is aware of that. I mean, it adds up. Danny Will's definitely got NBA talent. Like I think if you're an NBA team, you'd be crazy not to draft him. I kind of felt this way when it was like, will he leave? Will he won't leave? If you're Danny Wolf and you just finished playing at Yale and you went to Michigan less than a year ago, and someone told you you would have the opportunity to be an NBA player next year, I don't care how much you love Michigan. I don't care how much you grew up watching Michigan. That's once in a lifetime. And you kind of already completed the once in a lifetime goal of playing for Michigan. Now you get to complete the all time dream of playing at the highest level possible. And I mean this respectfully. He's the type of guy, if he came back, his draft stock gets worse. The more you watch Danny Wolf, the more you nitpick. So I think he just needs to take advantage of like what's happening at the moment, and how well he played this year and go live out your childhood dream. That's what we all wish we got to do as like there's very few human beings that didn't want to play in the NBA.
right. And even on that note as well, like he hung a banner at Michigan. Like they won the Big Ten tournament, and now they're in a Sweet 16. Like I guess like the one thing you could say is like, does he want to come back and like win a championship? Like, is that what he wants to do? And that might be a factor, him being a lifelong Michigan fan. But I don't know. I always have the hardest time with these situations because I'll I'm always pro leave for the NBA. Like just leave. If you are a first round draft pick I'm not for the whole like come back and like improve my stock. It's like come back and get nitpicked. Like just go, be a first round draft pick, sign that deal. Get what is it, 3 years on a rookie deal? Is that what it is?
And now you get four. And these second round picks now with the new CBA, teams are locking second round picks into similar deals as first rounders just to save money on the luxury tax so that they can pay other people more. So
Yeah, so it's a no-brainer, and I think that personally, I've always been a big fan of just Danny's skill set, size, all that. I don't think he makes it out the first round. You know what I'm saying? When they're taking, if there's contenders that are taking shots at like just players to be on the team, you're gonna take shots on the 7-footer who could pass, shoot, do a little bit of everything and defend. So, also go ahead and get out of the Big Ten. As a Michigan State fan, I'm completely fine with that. And the last thing on this, I don't like how Dusty just slid Vlad in there, like Vlad's just an NBA. That's ridiculous. Come on
the
now.
Vlad stuff was crazy. I saw Vlad shoot with both hands at one point on Saturday, and I was like, eh, like maybe a two-way. You know, but I will say this. Me, you, and G bet NBA Summer League every year.
Mhm.
Vlad Goldin's gonna make us a lot of money in July.
Oh, Vlad Over's gonna go crazy. You kidding me? Like all dunks too, and I can't wait. And then he will sign with Real Madrid. Like he's gonna play for a top team in Europe and just be like Shaq over there. Like I watch Real. Don't ask why I watch EuroLeague basketball. Listen, sometimes you got to go to places you don't want to go. But I watch like Walter Tavares play for Real Madrid, and this mother like Wemby over there. So like we can figure out a way to get him highly paid. He can go live his life. But yeah, I think the official ruling from Dion and I is that Danny should go. Greg's not gonna like this, but that's okay. He's not here. It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.